Water is still rising at Forbes in the central west of New South Wales, with major flooding expected over coming hours. Claire Todd-Hunter is at a local caravan park there. Claire, what's the latest there in terms of the rising waters?
We don't have any homes underwater at this stage, Kieran, but lots of gardens and yards and a lot of grounds at this caravan park, Apex Caravan Park, right by the Lachlan River as well. As you can see, this pool is well and truly under floodwaters. We've got sandbags up against the door as well, making a bit of difference, but not quite able to keep the floodwaters out. The waters are still slowly rising. The peak isn't expected to be as bad as initially anticipated. The SES is bracing for the worst case scenario, but it's not looking like it will be as bad as the 2016 floods. An evacuation order remains in place for low-lying areas. The SES did door knock about 830 homes yesterday, but it's understood the vast majority of property owners chose to stay behind. The SES isn't too concerned about that, though. They say locals are fairly familiar with flood conditions in this area.
A lot of those people have experienced floods pretty much every 5 years since they've been living here, so many of them know where the water's going to go, have sandbags in place and are prepared.
Things are moving slowly, but the Lachlan River does continue to rise. Right now, it's at about 10.5 metres. That's well below the 10.65 that was expected last night. We have about 30,000 sandbags that have been filled by volunteers. And the Emergency Services Minister has paid tribute to the community for how well they've been behaving throughout this event.
I'm delighted that overnight there were no flood rescues, and it's been a long time since I've been able to compliment the people of New South Wales, particularly those that live in those flood affected areas, for not doing the wrong thing when it comes to crossing flood waters. That reflects the maturity, and it shows to me that the message from the SES and the police and the Premier and I is getting through.
SES volunteers have come to Forbes from across the state to help out. We're expecting an update from the SES next hour.